What's up, everybody? I'm Skylar Ganuscio here at Partners in Post. Well, from home actually, because we started working from home since COVID-19. But today we thought we'd bring you some content about the 5 stages to the editing process. Editing is where all the magic happens, which is why you want to have a structured process to get the most out of your time, so you're not going back to make unnecessary changes that you could have avoided. The first stage is logging. Logging is probably one of the most important steps, but easily overlooked. It's when you go through all the footage, ingest it all, go through it, delete what you don't need, keep what you need, organize it into bins, key tag what you think you're gonna need, so when you're editing and you're in that workflow, you can find on a moment's notice just by searching it up, instead of spending 20 minutes, going through it to find that 5 seconds of a clip. So when you get home, plug that SD card into the computer, sit back, relax, get some coffee, and just go through all the footage, spend your time organizing it, logging it. It will save you so much time. Stage 2 is the first assembly. This is one of the most fun parts. This is when the editor has gone through all the footage, reviewed it, and they create a rough guide, a story outline, if you will, to the project. This stage shouldn't take too long. It's more just a guide to the third stage, which is the rough cut. This is when it starts to get real. So you're gonna wanna wake up that creative movie making mind of yours, because this is when you start getting to the nitty gritty and cutting out all those crazy long clips that made it through that you don't really need to tell the story. At this point, this is when your project starts getting more condensed and short, so you start adding in your titles, your graphics, and stuff like that. This is also a great time to try new ideas and experiment, because after this point, it starts getting more structured and hard to make big changes later on. Stage 4 is the fine cut. This is when you want to whip out your microscopic goggles of yours and get into the nitty gritty of the project. So this is when you really want to start paying attention to every aspect of the edit, from text animations, cuts, transitions, anything like that, because this is the time to fix them and resolve those issues. The fine cut should be the last time you make any changes to the timeline. You want to make sure you get all the blemishes and errors out after this point, because this is when we go on to audio and sound correction. Once the fine cut has been reviewed dozens of times, been approved, this is when the final cut takes place and you just sprinkle in that movie magic. This is when the editor doesn't worry about the story or the timeline. This is when you focus on the color correction and the sound design and the special effects and really make your story or your project pop and come to life. Which is why this is the last step, because you don't want to spend a lot of time working on color correction and sound design just to cut the clip later. So you always save this for the last, very end of the project once it's been approved, and you go through and you just make sure all the sound pops, the color looks good, the sound effects are on point, and you make it sharp. Because let me tell you, it's the absolute worst when you spend all this time making sure the sound sounds great, the color is perfect, and then it just gets cut. And it's like, that's horrible. But that's gonna be it for today. It has been a pleasure talking to you. Please like, comment below any questions you have, or if you just want to talk about coffee, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Take 2. You know those moments when you just can't speak and you're just like trying your best and you keep mixing your words around? Having one of those days. I just spilled a crap load of coffee. Kinda sucks. What's up, everybody? I'm Skylar Ganuscio here at Partners in Post, and as you see, I am home. This coffee's cold, kinda like my dog's soul. Just kidding.